Movember Nuke.
Hello the artist and welcome for a new number for Movember Nuke trick. And don't forget, this is for the Movember and we will learn a new trick, especially when we have to stabilize something. So when you stabilize a plate, we just try to follow a good point just to remove the jitter effect. Unfortunately, when a motion is very strong in one frame, we have motion blur. And on a stabilize, you detect this motion blur, and that's pretty strange because theoretically you don't have any motion blur because you stabilize the frame. So how are you able to create a new frame from this motion blur? There's a trick, a new one. So for some frame reconstruction, we have to looking for a very sharpened picture, and when you have pretty sharpened picture, you need a very small interval, a very short duration. So maybe in my case I found the picture 67 pretty nice, and the 70 is pretty nice too, and I will try to reconstruct the frame between these two limits. So I will use my frame 67 with a frame hold, and I will take my frame 70, and now I will go at the same number as the first frame. I will add a switch, and for the second frame 68 I will just activate the switch to go to the frame 70. So now I have a very short sequence that contains only two frames, the start and the end of my portion, my interval, and I will use this as element that will be with time. So in Kronos, I will just go on the first frame 67, I will activate a keyframe for the frame 67, and I will go to my last frame. I choose the frame 70, and the frame 70 I will just increase to the next frame from my switch, that means the frame 68. So now the job for Oflow will be to reconstruct the frame between 67 and 70, because in Oflow I just wish to have on the frame 67 the frame 67, but on the frame 70 I have my frame 70 but with only 2 frame duration. So between this 68, 69, he will just create a morphing. He will try to retrieve the position of the frame, and now we will compare the two elements, the original frame with blur and my new rebuilt frame with my Oflow. And as you see, we have now keep a lot of detail. So this trick is pretty nice and work very efficiently on shot. Unfortunately, if you want to reconstruct, I don't know, 10 frame, 20 frame, that will be more difficult, except if your stabilization is pretty clean. If your stabilization is clean, the system will be more able to find where is the similar detail between your two limits, the start and end sequence. So that's all, folks. Don't forget, and this is for the Movember. So if you want to give donation, go on my web page. That will be pretty appreciated. And I see you soon for next week.